Or we could go for strengthen the monarchy and try and get these up. I don't think we need those just yet. Let's rouse the people. Let's get the manpower out, because we need the manpower for the Marine Division, so I can start them training. And also, I want to start getting an Air Force. And now, where can you see this limit? Template consists of 5 special forces, training 20 of the 24 allowed. So actually, if we trained like one more unit of soldiers, we'd probably be able to get another unit out. Seeing as we're at 20 of the 24. Yeah, Horner is in charge at the moment. Which I think does make more sense, because the Federationalists, I think, were just more powerful in Britain. Certainly not to the same level that the Travaillers were. And certainly makes more sense that the Syndicalists would be in power rather than the Totalists, who should, in all theories, be quite rare. Second Internationale. This first Syndicalist Internationale, held in Paris, dealt with spreading the ideology overseas, supporting Syndicalist movements and strengthening the ties between existing Syndicalist nations. And thanks to the governing success, the new Second Internationale has been called to be held in London. Bomb it. We should bomb it. Oh, France became a kingdom and not an empire. Restore the suspended constitution. Continuation of the Pétain wait, what? So they've... That's a republic. So why are you calling yourself the kingdom? Ah, liberal monarchy. Except they haven't actually got that one yet. Must be because they are a majority... Yeah, they're still paternal autocrat. So despite all of this, and despite the fact that the Democrats got a lot more percentage, they're still paternal autocrat, which is kingdom. Okay. Oh, Spanish Civil War just kicked off. I think Wales needs to be split into 2 sections, north and south, to avoid instant capitulation and get its own focus. Possibly, or they just need to actually train troops and guard their borders. Makes sense why this update's called Garibaldi's Nightmare. He saw Italy divided like that, he would probably cry his eyes out. Yeah! And we're playing as the heirs to the kingdom of Italy. Like, Sardinia Piedmont is where Italy was formed. So we are the legitimate power. We are the ones who should be ruling Italy right now. Of course, all of the other pretenders are going to be saying the same thing, but there's a big difference. They're wrong. Let's strengthen the democracy. We need to ensure that even the small mountainous towns in the centre of the island, people know of the rule of law. The people's decisions elect and empower those in charge. Every political office, down to the dog catcher, needs to be an elected position, and cannot have terms that are so long as to ignore the will of the people. Wait, so Humphrey, you're Italian, yet you have like one of the most English names. I mean, I know it's taken from Yes Minister, but still, that surprises me. Spanish Civil War. Okay. There we go, fighter ones. Right. So I think I'm going to reduce those that I'm producing. We're going to start producing some fighters. And we have another research slot. It is 37. We've completed all of those. Could get radar. You know what? Radar might not actually be a bad shout. We should start on a doctrine. What did we say we're going to go? Superior firepower. Ah, you lived in the UK and studied mostly British history, but I'm actually Italian. Okay, fair enough. In that case, I have to say you have a very good taste in television. Carlists tend to win Spain these days, I've noticed. I've never seen the Colossus win since the update. It's always been TNT. Although I've seen the Kingdom come very close a couple of times. This is well balanced. Like, I like the Spanish Civil War because it can go in any direction. It's not like the American Civil War where it's almost always the Syndicalists. Even when the AUS pulls off the most ridiculous comeback ever, as they did in the Bulgaria game. Oh my gosh, that was impressive. I can modify the government again. I would say let's do partial mobilization. Slowly but surely getting the industry ticking up. And we are building. We can't import any goods and materials, but we are building. Hey Ben. And thank you very much for the bits. The Imperial Scientific and Academic Council. The Canadian government has formed the Imperial Scientific and Academic Council to better coordinate research efforts in the member states of the British Empire. Canada has generously offered to fund the main operations of the council, so our government would only need to fund the efforts of our own scientists and academics in order to participate. And this is one of the biggest benefits of joining the Entente. We are now in the scientific thing, so any technology which any other member of the Entente has researched, we get a 5% research bonus. And the Entente's pretty big. So those bonuses can be pretty hefty. Which makes up for the fact that we can only get a maximum of 4 research slots. Since they made the AI more aggressive, the CSA's extra troops let them dominate the American Civil War. I don't think that's the problem. The problem that the CSA has is they just have so many factories compared to everyone else. 30 to 37, AUS has 18 to 22, the US has 2 and 4. Admittedly, they've taken a bunch, but you can see the differences there. I mean, granted, this area was very highly industrialized, but that could do with being toned down a little bit for the sake of balance. Gunfire and explosions heard outside the Saudi Royal Palace in Riyadh. What? Really? What, in reality or in this? It's hard to tell the two apart. I haven't had any like BBC breaking news things. Garibaldi was originally from Nizza, which is now Nice. He never forgave the Italian monarchy for giving away his hometown. Yeah, I can see that. There we go, strengthen democracy. In reality, crikey. Why has the BBC not told me about this? Workers' rights. Consumer goods factories minus 2%, production efficiency plus 2%. Now that we are moving swiftly and mostly smoothly into a more free and open society, we need to make sure the government guarantees the rights of the workers. No more dictating artificially low wages, no more setting untenable hours, no more permitting the poor working conditions. If the people have the right to vote, then they have the right to safe, secure working conditions. And we are now training all 4 of the new Marine divisions. No major news corporations are covering it. It's really strange. Somebody believes that this is a false flag. Okay. Indo-Chinese, they've signed a white peace. What was the outcome? Indo-Chinese Union won, so no German-Vietnam this time. Although I think Germany can still declare war on them. Still waiting for confirmation from the Saudi government. Yeah, fair. Okay, so we've got all of the industrial techs. We could still get the 1918, that's true. I do feel like we want to get some light cruisers. So we can at least start building a navy. Although, once we have workers' rights, constitutional monarchy and homecoming... then perhaps we need to go to this to get the 50% bonus to battlecruiser models and just start churning out battlecruisers. Because 1940 battlecruisers would be really effective. And if I get 1 or 2 of those out, then that would be enough, I think, to secure our independence for quite a long time. Just because we can launch hit and run missions, and battlecruisers are so quick they can get out dodge if they need to. Although we don't have the manpower to actually launch any of those ships right now. So, let's not worry about these just yet. I doing the land doctrine. We haven't started on an air doctrine. Do we need to? We seem to be researching text really quickly. Could do a field hospital. We could definitely do a field hospitals, actually. Although that will mean that I need to take off one of my fighter production units and start producing other things instead. Apparently the shooting came from soldiers shooting down a toy drone over the palace. Okay. Funny the Garibaldi came to the state in Brazil. You now live Santa Catarina. His wife was from there. Came here to liberate southern Brazil. Fair enough. I'm from Brazil and I can confirm he almost did it. Alright, improved machine tools is done. The fall of Madrid. So that's the kingdom gone. Yeah, we did indeed start with the 34 tanks. Not the 36 ones, but the 34. Do I want to research air doctrines? I think we're going to need to. And it's going to have to be operational integrity. So the reason we want to get air doctrines is that aircraft get shot down less. Because we can't afford to replace them. Some guards are going to receive a pranging for shooting down some princess's drone. What's the naval doctrine? We don't have one yet. It will be fleet in being, though. I'm just thinking that right now air is more important. Well, land is the most important, but then air. Let's get support weapons, get it done. I'm from Britain, I can confirm Garibaldi came here to liberate Scotland. And that is where Garibaldi biscuits come from, in honour of Garibaldi's liberation of Scotland. Follow Gibraltar. Although, actually, despite the fact that they... Oh, no, they took it back again. Oh, wow, they got lucky. So that was probably the like, 60-day grace period that you have to not just insta-lose if paratroopers take your capital. I really want some Garibaldi biscuits now. Those things are amazing. I think I actually have some downstairs. I'll get some later. Workers' rights. Glorious. Next up, constitutional monarchy. Plus 5% more government control. That's going to be 50%. That's still not enough to really achieve anything for us. So, no. I'm going to stop working on that for the moment. What's needed for these? Oh, we can't get these until we actually proclaim Italy. Okay. Then, yes. We're going to go for Cavagnari's plan. Reform the navy. Expand the dockyards. Battle cruisers. Wait. 50% research bonus for battle. But there's only one. Why would you... Well, I guess this is... Has completed Cav... You have to have Cavagnari's plan to do this. That's redundant. Unless it stacks, but I don't think it does. It would say 1 times 100% otherwise. But I really want to get those dockyards, so we're going to start working on Cavagnari's plan. And... we're already really low in equipment. But I have no civilian factories to invest in other things. Now, Kingdom can survive losing Madrid. You tend to need Sevilla too. Syndicalist revolutionaries in Switzerland. Chaotic reports are coming from the small mountain republic of Switzerland, stating that syndicalist revolutionaries have entered the capital of Bern. Switzerland has long had a problem with syndicalist activism in its western French-speaking regions of Haute-Savoie and Romandie, but never have they had the revolutionary forces act so openly against the government. Oh dear. But I do have 2... Anyways, I can build 1 sodding factory. I should have made it like a civilian factory, honestly, considering I have 3 in total. I'm getting 1 from trade. Oh man, I need some colonies. I need a source of raw materials. Here in Santa Caterina we have a lot of monuments and streets named in homage to Garibaldi and Anita. You know you want to get them now. You won't mind if we leave. Yep, Garibaldi. Garibaldi's calling to me! This will be definitely Garibaldi's regret if we don't do it. Iron Guard... Oh, Iron Guard 1. That's not good, because that means that they will join the war against Bulgaria, I think. Anyway, don't go anywhere. Back in like 2 minutes. Garibaldi's calling me! Success. These things are amazing. Well, now I have something to snack on while we're conquering the world. So for those of you who don't know, Garibaldi biscuits are like biscuits with just like a layer of raisins through the centre. I don't know if you can actually see that. That's what a Garibaldi biscuit is, and they are phenomenal. Now I've got crumbs all over my desk. So let's put those over there. Just on my YouTube schedule, they won't mind. Alright, glorious. Where were we? Who cares? I'm gonna have another one. Right. So we're starting to get actually fairly close to where we could level up again. I don't think we can't get to war economy because we're not actually at war with anyone yet. Just wait, we will be. And we're going to be on the front line, unfortunately. We're not actually at the number of... Sorry, I shouldn't be talking with my mouth full. We didn't actually get enough population to fully supply those units. So maybe we need to get the Loyal Men of Sardinia for the extra 20,000 manpower. That will definitely cover it. And we can get that. So we're going to go Cavagnari, Men of Sardinia, reform the navy, continue reform. No, expand dockyards. Is there anything else required for this? No. Good. So Cavagnari's plan, which would allow me to research battle cruisers. It is imperative on us to ensure the army receives the royal attention that it deserves. We will need every man willing and able to fight in order to reclaim the birthright. And yeah, go ahead. Right, let's go grab you. That's going to be 20,000 more manpower, which we can also then use for the Air Force. Can I show people the Carlist focus tree? I can. Wait. Have they redone his portrait? I don't remember him having a bushy taily thingy on his beret. Javier the First, Bourbon Palmer. So yeah, their focus tree is pretty cool. I've played as them once. Choosing between... Wait. Has this been overhauled? Am I thinking of Italy? Which is the one that has the heavy and light industry choice? It's Ireland. Okay, it's this. Alright, never mind. But yeah, their focus tree is pretty cool. Restoration, cross the opposition, and they have the opportunity to form the Mediterranean bloc, or join the Entente. Which basically pulls the Kingdom of France out of the Entente and puts them into a new faction with Spain. I think possibly Italy, so we might well be able to join that if they did it. Iberian Friendship, that's with Portugal. This is Entente. Have they removed that? Modern Tercio. What, with rifles and artillery instead of muskets and pikes? It looks like they've removed it. This is Carlist. Oh, you can't form the Mediterranean bloc anymore. Yeah, they've definitely changed this. Economic cooperation, the Entente in the Mediterranean, that's it. Legion Espinosa, that's just military. Yeah, they've removed it. Huh. That's disappointing. No, Mediterranean bloc is gone, the new focus tree is only Entente. So it would actually be massively in the Entente's favour for Carlist Spain to win. Okay. So I guess Kingdom of Spain is pro-Germany, Carlist Spain is pro-Entente, and then TNT-FAI is pro-socialists. That does make more sense, because it was always a little iffy between Carlists and Germany, like who you wanted to support as the Entente. Latin Economic Union. They're trying to institute an economic system of alliances, somewhat similarly to how military alliances work. So for example, Germany is no longer Mitteleuropa, it's the Reichspakt, I believe. Let me just double check that. Yeah. They're the Reichspakt because Mitteleuropa is now the economic organization, which includes countries like the Netherlands and Denmark, even though they are not militarily allied with Germany. So it's a way of sharing the wealth. Or trade agreements and things like that. Mediterranean Pact, rest in peace. Oh man, Espadkins, that was one of the best things about them. One of the more interesting things. Due to his popular policies, one of our loyal ministers has managed to strengthen our ideology. Excellent. We're actually getting a ton of ideology bonuses. I am impressed. Russia announces her ambitions, as does Mordred. Mordred is announcing his ambition to have another Garibaldi biscuit. Got crumbs all over my desk again. Damn it. These things are really crumbly. Alright, so we are slowly but surely training these guys up, which is good. Embrace the crumbs. Become one with the crumbs. Or just eat them. Or just be less messy. That would work too. Okay, October. We have got the Caligari thing, so we can get the battlecruiser. Oh, actually, Badkins, while I have you here, I noticed a bug, which is almost certainly not intended. Under the Cavignari's plan, you get a plus 50% research to battlecruiser models. There are only 2 models of battlecruiser in the game, Tier 1, which you start with, and Tier 2. Then later on, there is another focus. Whoops, those aren't focuses, those are the focuses. Which is the battlecruiser's focus, which requires Cavignari, which gives you another battlecruiser model. That's completely redundant. It will not do anything for you because you already got it from here. Just an FYI. It would be cool if it made them like slightly cheaper to build or something like that. Like if that made subs cheaper, that made battlecruisers cheaper, and that made carriers cheaper. Be an interesting bit of differentiation. Alright, so we are, yeah, we're still getting the Loyal Men of Sardinia. It's a research that we just finished. We're going to get Battlecruiser 2. It's going to take us about a year, but I think that's worth investing in because I want to get some of those out early. Have they already changed maritime combat? No. So inquiring minds want to know who are leaning towards playing tomorrow. I have no idea. And actually, yeah, while you guys are watching, there is going to be a Kaiserreich multiplayer game for the community tomorrow. We'll be kicking off at 3 PM British Summer Time. If you want to play, you are welcome to play. It's going to be an open game. The only requirement right now is that you can run the game at speed 3 consistently. Otherwise it will get just too slow to play. But yeah, Kaiserreich tomorrow if you want to join us, 3 PM. Anyone of a Huskarl tier patron or higher gets first dibs on countries. So I'm just going to double check Discord to see if there was anything about that, because I did pose the question. Right, so we just got the Loyal Men of Sardinia. We now have a bunch of manpower, which is great, so we're going to continue reforming the Navy. Regardless of the direction we take our Navy in terms of... Ooh, spelling. Take our... Navy in terms of shipbuilding, we desperately need to update our Navy tactics. The last time we had significant differences in training was back in 1917, when the peninsula was newly united. It's another one. Back to school for our naval officers. And did anyone post anything about... No. So no one's even hinted at who they want to play as tomorrow, so I honestly don't know. Right, so we can get another person in. Considering we're never going to export anything, is it worth us going to free trade? Rather, I mean, we're never going to produce anything. Everything we're going to have is imported, with the exception of the steel. No, I don't think it is.